Welcome to this explainer. Today we're dissecting a high-stakes workplace scandal that honestly rivals any corporate thriller. We're talking about the fake mentor program, a situation where a manager used the illusion of mentorship to straight up steal credit from a subordinate. And the best part? The evidence wasn't locked away in some high-security vault. It was sitting right there in the digital footprints left behind in a totally normal, everyday office. We're going to look at how one simple document exposed a massive cover-up, and how a team fought back using nothing but system metadata.
Strategy lead Maya Carter actually hit the nail on the head regarding workplace sabotage. She said, "The dangerous documents never look dangerous first." Think about it. Office backstabbing rarely looks like a dramatic, cinematic heist. Instead, the most boring administrative tools, calendars, meeting invites, performance reviews, are exactly where people hide the most ruthless and expensive career sabotage. They rely entirely on the fact that, well, nobody ever looks that closely at boring paperwork.
Which brings us to the core conflict. Whenever a mysteriously altered document is found, leadership almost always pushes for a fresh start. They tell everyone to be practical, look forward, forget the past. But let's treat this like a true crime investigation for a second and ask, who really benefits when a room is in such a massive rush to just move on? Almost always, it's the exact person who secretly altered the record in the first place.
Part 1. The dangerous, boring record. And this all started with what appeared to be an incredibly mundane administrative object, an internal reference check for an operations coordinator named Sofia.
Initially, Sofia's internal reference from her supposed mentor was a glowing, incredibly strong endorsement of her work. But literally overnight, this document inexplicably changed from a strong endorsement to uncertain. No notice, no scheduled discussion, just a sudden, completely unauthorized revision. As you can imagine, this immediately sparked a very quiet, very careful investigation by Sofia and her trusted colleague.
Part 2. Language of a cover-up. Because the second Sofia's team discovered this change and started asking questions, office leadership swooped in to smooth things over, using some very polite, very professional terminology.
Now, what's truly fascinating here is how easily we can translate this polished corporate speak directly into its actual toxic meaning. Leaders threw around words like alignment, efficiency, and team outcome. Sounds totally reasonable, right? But if you peel that back, alignment really just meant erasing individual credit. Efficiency was just a clever cover for sabotage. They were using this jargon to justify the mentor stealing Sofia's credit, essentially demanding the system ignore the truth just to keep the peace.
And it gets worse. Senior voices actually tried to disguise these warnings as career advice for Sofia, urging her team not to be divided. It's a classic manipulation tactic, isn't it? Make the victim feel like they're the ones causing the discomfort. But Maya Carter completely shut that down. She stated firmly, truth is not damage. Hiding it was.
Part 3. Following digital footprints. Sofia's team quickly realized they were never going to win a psychological debate in the boardroom against these tactics. So they completely shifted their approach to cold, hard, indisputable evidence. They let the system do the talking.
Maya started building this incredible proof map. She looked at the mundane file properties, the object, the owner, the timestamp, the missing approvals, and crucially, the beneficiary. On their own, none of these details look dramatic, but piece them together, you get a crystal clear picture of intentional design. People can lie and deny all day, but system metadata absolutely does not.
This is where the executive assistant, Nina, stepped up with a brilliant realization. Invisible background work still leaves foreground records. Leadership really wanted to write this off as a glitch or an administrative oopsie, but Nina pulled calendar exports, saved drafts, meeting notes, email forwarding trails, proving exactly the opposite. It wasn't a glitch. It was a calculated takedown by the fake mentor.
Part 4. The Midnight Revision. Now, to completely close the case and build suspense, IT auditor Jordan Price brings in the raw system export to reconstruct the exact minute-by-minute sequence of events.
The timeline lays it out perfectly. Day 1, the original glowing review is created. Midnight, the vicious downgrade is saved. 2 a.m., the access path is actually changed to cover their tracks, and then the morning discovery. This absolutely proves that finding the truth isn't some cinematic hacking sequence. It's just a simple, undeniable log of who opened and altered a file when they thought nobody was looking.
And here is the absolute climax of our investigation. Nina doesn't just find a lifeless timestamp. She pulls the actual midnight revision and a hidden manager comment it tried to conceal. This hidden comment was the smoking gun. It proved without a shadow of a doubt that this was a targeted cover-up and career sabotage, completely destroying the entire "it was just an innocent mistake" excuse.
Then comes the massive turning point in the boardroom. Analyst Aisha literally corners the executives, forcing them to stop pretending this mistake was some abstract, harmless accident. She drops the ultimate question: who benefits if this stays classified as harmless? The exact second the room was forced to name the specific person benefiting from the sabotage, all those vague corporate lies just totally collapsed.
Part 5. Creating structural protection. Because simply catching the bad actor wasn't enough. When the company tried to quietly offer Sofia a private apology to make it go away, strategy lead Maya completely refused to accept it.
Maya had this incredibly sharp rule: do not quietly fix what can publicly teach. Think about it. Private fixes only protect toxic managers. If you just sweep it under the rug, future employees are left completely exposed to the exact same flavor of sabotage because nobody ever learned where the traps were.
So to guarantee this fake mentor backstabbing never happens again, they pushed through concrete workflow changes. 1. Preserve every single version of a reference. 2. Attach a mandatory reason code for any changes. 3. Automatically notify the employee. And 4. Log the correction publicly. From now on, all references had to be entirely transparent, reviewable, and appealable.
But listen, a policy is only real if you actually test it. And they applied this new rule immediately, without a single second of delay. More importantly, they strictly enforced it against the powerful leaders whose names were all over that shameful timeline. By doing this, they shifted the entire focus from just hunting bad actors to architecting real structural protection for absolutely everyone.
Which brings us to the core takeaway of this whole explainer. A workplace only becomes safer when names cannot be quietly removed and records cannot be politely ignored. True fairness at work doesn't rely on the flimsy goodwill of leadership. It relies on indisputable records, undeniable timestamps, and transparent processes that outlive any corporate lie.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a second to think about the digital footprints in your own office right now. Are your workplace systems actually designed to catch mistakes, or are they just highly tuned instruments built to politely cover them up? Next time someone suddenly asks for a fresh start or talks about system efficiency, don't even bother arguing. Just go check the timestamps. Keep your eyes on the metadata because the metadata refuses to be polite.